Forests like this one are becoming an increasingly rare sight for many people across the world. And this serves as another reminder for the current battle we, the citizens of the world, find ourselves a part of. And that is the battle of climate change. It is a battle fought on many fronts, and as of now, the social aspect of climate change is taking on new relevance. An enemy within our minds, a significant roadblock on the path towards change, or at least so they say. And this is climate anxiety.
Climate anxiety or eco-anxiety is fundamentally distress about climate change and its impacts on environment and human existence. It is termed as a chronic fear of environmental doom that can manifest intrusive thoughts and feelings of distress about the future disaster and the long-term future of human existence, including one's own descendants. The terms themselves prove to be very helpful as they help us to talk about the subjective experience of living with environmentally linked anxiety. But these terms are not perfect.
Most people confuse pathological anxiety with simple worry. They are in fact worried about climate change, which is a completely rational reaction to a dire and pressing scenario. In fact, we need more people to worry. Worrying motivates people into taking real actions. And worrying only becomes a problem when it hampers us from living our lives.
Whether it's worry, anxiety, grief, or any other environmental emotions, it can be overcome by making a difference. Recent researches show that environmental activism and collective action can act as a buffer against climate anxiety. Engaging in collective action can have multitude of benefits, including connectedness with people who share the same goals and values. Individuals who engaged in collective actions, particularly if they saw those actions as having an impact, they get a sense of it.
An important aspect of taking action is also knowing your information. Climate literacy is integral in this day and age, as misinformation itself could be a great source of climate anxiety. The Catex Index is a crucial tool for addressing climate change. It quantifies the necessary reduction in carbon emissions and helps us to stay in between the globally agreed temperatures in between 1.5 degrees Celsius to 2 degrees Celsius. This index is based on the remaining global carbon budget, which estimates how much carbon dioxide can be emitted to limit the warming of the thresholds.
It's important for people to understand the magnitude of climate change, not only as an environmental problem but also a social problem. The first step towards any change is awareness, collective awareness and a collective sense of responsibility. In a way, that's really all what this anxiety and distress is about. Realizing this enormous responsibility now lies on our shoulders. And the cure? Realizing that we can't carry it alone. We don't carry it alone and we must carry it together. So spread the word. One planet, one people, one plan. Fighting the climate change together.
When did you first become aware of climate change, and how has your understanding of it evolved over time?
I first became aware of climate change when I was in high school, somewhere in my 11th grade. That must be somewhere 1993, when the problem of the ozone layer was prevalent at that time. So everybody was talking about it and how it forms because of the release of the chlorofluorocarbons and eventually the plugging of the ozone layer. So that's when the concept of the climate change really came to pass in our generation's minds. And yes, there has been a lot of awareness ever since, especially, we were already learning about the ills of pollution and, all the draining of the natural resources. So it kind of culminated into a larger global problem. And as we progressed into the next century, we became even more aware.
So, you mentioned that you have climate anxiety, and are you able to express your climate anxiety openly to people?
No, I'm not able to talk openly about this because people do not take it seriously. For example, if I talk with my cousins about this, so they don't take it seriously and they make fun of me. So I think twice before speaking about this topic in front of them because they do not understand the seriousness of this, and like they are like, unless and until they are not affected, why would they care about it?
How do you perceive the media's portrayal of climate change? Do you think it contributes to climate anxiety?
Yes, I feel like the media does portray climate change, but in a rather dramatic way, which leads to people feeling more anxious, as they focus more on scary scenarios rather than solutions.
Do you find that taking action such as participating in environmental advocacy or making lifestyle changes helps elevate your anxiety?
I have been taking actions on my level like minimum use of vehicles, proper disposal of garbage, and avoiding anything that contributes to climate change, which helps me allay my anxiety as I am doing best on my personal level.